Howdy friends, and welcome to episode 1 of Afternoons with Krazy on a beautiful, beautiful November afternoon. I'm Crazy Jason, and you're in my wacky emporium. Now this new format here, this Afternoons with Krazy, is going to be a semi-regular show, if you will. Basically, this is my opportunity to talk about anything and everything. Predominantly movie-related, TV-related, but we'll start, we can branch pop culture, all media, gaming. We can just talk about it all. This is my opportunity to get my ideas out, my thoughts out, and when it comes to movies I've watched recently, movies I'm thinking about watching, and movies that I have in this huge ass stack behind me to watch. And that's where it sort of becomes interactive, because after I do a show and upload it, I'm going to take your comments and sort of cull what the general consensus is on what I should talk about next. Now, I have to warn you, that may not be what I talk about next, but it is going to be, I am going to have some interactive fun here, because, also I would like some guidance on some of my movie picks. Like, I may pick out 3 or 4 movies that I want to watch and let you guys decide for me which one to watch, and then let you know in the next afternoon episode what I thought about it. You may be wondering, what's the deal with the shelf of the DVDs behind me? Well, actually this shelf goes down 3 more shelves below this. And most of these DVDs are from Caligula Movie Madness field trip pickups. Yeah. And then some of them are from some of my solo field trips, just out and about, no video, picking up stuff. And a few are from online purchases. So some of these you'll recognize. Most of the movies in here, well, I'll put it this way, half of the movies in here I haven't seen. Well, let's say 75% of the movies in here I haven't seen. Okay? And this is a good starting place for us. But I know that a lot of you have wanted me to talk more about Star Trek. And I do want to talk about Star Trek, because I love Star Trek, I can remember watching Star Trek as far back as when I was 5 years old. We weren't allowed to have cable at the house. We lived out in the country, so I got this fuzzy reception from a channel in Charlotte. That's how I started watching original series Star Trek, on this fuzzy channel, that they were airing these old episodes. And I was sucked right in as a child. I wanted to go to this place, except I wanted it to be clear and high definition before I even knew what high definition was. And then along came Next Generation, and that caught my imagination. And when something like that gets hooked into you at such a young age, it's always going to be a part of you. So that's why I love Star Trek so much. And I would love to talk more Trek, but I have to keep in mind all of our non-Trekkie friends that are coming through here, because I love all genres of movies. I'm going to tell you that right now. Except I'm not too keen on Westerns. No, not so much. There are a few Westerns that I absolutely love. The Searchers would be one of them. Unforgiven would be another. More recently, 3:10 to Yuma, I thought was a very strong movie. But, and actually 3:10 to Yuma is in my Blu-ray collection, because it's a movie that I can watch over and over. So, anyway, let's see. My favorite genre of movie would have to be if not sci-fi, then thriller. Yeah, I love a good, moody, atmospheric thriller. Um, you know, a big important thing to me in movies is atmosphere. I mean, the story and the characters are very important, but the mood, the atmosphere, that's what really captures my imagination. So, yeah, why don't we get started with what I've got here in my collection. So, first up, I have here Cinema Paradiso. Cinema Paradiso. This is an Italian film, and this happens to be my favorite foreign film of all time. And this is the limited collector's edition, and I've actually had this in my collection for at least 5 years, I think. Man, I don't know. I first saw this movie on VHS, and it literally blew me away. This is a movie about the love of movies. So it's got me right there, and it's got a beautiful score and beautiful cinematography, really lush. This is a great addition. It has the extended longer cut, the director's cut, that was actually released in theaters, I believe, 8 or 9 years ago, and I had the good fortune of getting to see it in the theater. And I'm going to just straight up admit, Crazy Jason's just going to admit that this movie never fails to jerk tears out of my eyes. And there's only a few movies that can do that. This is one of them. The last 5 minutes of the movie, tearjerker. Can't be helped. I highly recommend this movie. Seek it out. Maybe it's on Netflix. However you can get your hands on it, watch it. Anyway, why is it over here on my shelf of things to watch? Because I haven't watched it in a while, and I wanted to watch it. There's a lot of stuff back here. There are 72 movies, 72 different titles that I have waiting for me to watch. Additionally, I have Netflix, and I have like 100 titles in my instant queue to watch. So I'm really backed up, and this is where, I could really use your help. When I start getting down here in further episodes, I'm going to need your help letting me know what's not worth watching and what is worth watching. Let's see how much time we have left. Not much time. So let's move on quickly. Caligula, which this is a really nice edition that I scored at a pawn shop, and I think this was one of my solo trips. I don't believe this was connected to Kakalaki Movie Madness. This is the 3-disc Imperial Edition, and I'm actually going to get up here and show you. This is actually embossed right here, and even Malcolm McDowell's eyes are just like a steely blue. Anyway, this is a really nice set. And if you're a fan of the film, I highly recommend this set. They also offer this on Blu-ray. But I scored this for $3, and it's in mint condition from a pawn shop. Incredible. If you haven't seen this, then you owe it to yourself. Just don't get the rated version. Be sure to get the uncut version, and you'll see what it's like when Penthouse meets the world of big budget historical filmmaking. When those two worlds collide. Yeah, it's got straight up hardcore pornography in it. It really does. But it's also an interesting film. I can get it back in there. Next up, we have my own private Idaho, the Criterion, which I picked up at the FYE in Asheville. Now, I saw this movie years ago, and this is one of those movies. This is a prime example of a film that has the right kind of atmosphere for me. That moody, kind of dark atmosphere, and the open roads of Idaho, the sky, the tundra. you know, it's kind of hard to explain. Atmosphere is atmosphere. Kind of hard. So sometimes it's sort of intangible. But anyway, I love these Criterion editions that come with the book. So I've had this for like 2 months. I don't know, longer than that, and have been meaning. It's in my stack to watch. These are all movies I've seen so far. Memento, I'm sure you're all familiar with this edition. I just scored it myself. I'm very happy to have it. Again, it's a movie that I saw years ago. Love it. Want to revisit it. And then I have Tulane Blacktop. Unfortunately, I heard from OJ that the PQ is kind of iffy and kind of verges on the sucky side. Let's see. Breathless, you'll also recognize, I talked about this in the video, so I don't need to talk about these. And Howard's End. Now, I'm going to go really quickly through these HD DVDs, and then we're going to have to wrap this video up. Bullet with Steve McQueen, which I just want to watch again. The War, Kevin Costner and Elijah Wood. This was actually shot in the low country of South Carolina. Beautifully shot film. I want to see it on HD DVD. The Last Starfighter. I've been waiting to see this on HD DVD. Did not buy the Blu-ray. Instead, I got the HD DVD. I think I scored this for 99 cents. Stardust. I've heard this movie is actually really good. I'm not too much into fantasy these days, but I'll give it a whirl and find out. And The Frighteners. Didn't really care for this movie when it first came out, or when it was first released on DVD rather, but now it's on high def, and I'm going to check it out. So that's it for this inaugural edition of Afternoons with Krazy. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.